Welcome and peace. Thank you for watching. My name is Andrew, and you will benefit from watching this video because you will learn why we are not divided, what the greatest problems in the world really are, and why this horror is happening right now all over the world, as well as how we can fix everything once and for all. For us all to truly win, this hate and division must end. Our news and leaders keep telling us that we are divided. The truth is, we are not divided. And here's just a little proof. The fact is, we are all seeking to fill the void within with real solutions and to find our special people. We all have weaknesses, yet want to learn how to compensate for them. We all know, want, and would choose the good and positive for ourselves, our loved ones, and our world. We are all devastated or ruined when any one of the foundations of our life is destroyed. These foundations are things like our health, relationships, finances, work, and so on. We all want to be our best, live our best life, and to live within a wonderful society and flourishing world. We all would like to be appreciated and admired for something good, yet we are often overly critical of ourselves. We all have unused capacity and underdeveloped skills that we would like to turn to our advantage. We all believe we are on the good and right side. We all think that we believe that what we believe is right, and we know who to trust. We all want to stop the corrupt and the liars and the cheats. The vast majority of us love and are fighting for our country, freedom, justice, and for democracy. No one wants to be hateful, desperate, worried, or to have a dysfunctional government, destructive businesses, corrupt politicians, broken systems, gridlock, pollution, horror, war, and all the rest of the negatives that plague us. We all want positive change in life, yet we all feel hemmed in by the restrictions and limitations that we place on ourselves and that the society around us places on us. No good book says to hate thy neighbor, to be mean, to lie, cheat, oath break, misrepresent, mislead, and embrace human failings and vice. All good people want everyone to be their best and to live wonderful lives. We are all lessened by evil, corruption, inequality, hate, injustice, desperation, and war. All of us sometimes often doubt that we've made the right choices, and we do all wish for clarity. So I can keep going, but the next question becomes, if all of us want all these same positive things for ourselves, our loved ones, and our world, what is preventing us? Humanity's greatest problems are all rooted in the conditions that we all share. Now, the conditions we all share, these are the human conditions. These are actually can be seen as the game board on which we are playing. Just as you would open up the game of life and has a board and pieces and all of this, the human conditions are our game board and rules and regulations. It's, universal conditions like space-time, gravity, entropy, and so many more, night and day. The human conditions are things like being born ignorant, taking so long to grow and develop, needing for food and water and all the rest. So you put all that together and it really sets up the conditions that we all live under and share. And now the fact is, like I said, we are all born ignorant. We're born dependent. We're born flawed. Some people call it the flaw, but it's also a great gift, right? This gift allows us to fail, which means we can succeed, which means we have choice, free will within the constraints of our human conditions. This is, again, some people call it the original sin, but it's really a true gift. So again, we're all born helpless, dependent, ignorant, and flawed, and therefore we need our caregivers and society to give us the correct start if we're going to reach our full potential and live a meaningful life. Therefore, to become our best and raise our children correctly and to create a better world, we need to integrate a wide variety of vital information into our life really quickly. However, doing all this research and reading all the thousands of books and other materials in all these different genres to find the bits of knowledge that you need to be your best physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, in relationships, as a family, at work, and in society is certainly not easy or even possible for everybody, right? All the problems are compounded. All of these human problems that we have are compounded by the fact that we primarily believe what is true because of what we are told by our authority figures, like our parents, teachers, news anchors, faith, business, political leaders, celebrities, friends, and other influencers, right? The fact is we're all born ignorant, created with this flaw, or not being raised correctly. We're not sharing the same fact base. And we primarily know what's true because of our authorities tell us. These authority figures tell us what is true, but the fact is these organizations that they work for and these people that are telling us these things can be flawed, right? They can also be corrupted. So this whole situation, this setup, has left us with two different types of leaders at this highest level. Those of virtue and merit who are looking to truly find solutions, spread truth, and to help us. And then there are the lost, corrupt leaders who have failed the leadership test and are caught in the grip of vice, who want to control everyone and see everything as a competition to gain more power, wealth, fame, where they must win at all cost and will destroy lives and our world without regard, as if we're just numbers and toys to play with. We are further pushed from unity because these lost and corrupt leaders who know what to say and how to say it often use good people words to make themselves seem good, when the truth is they are in fact liars and cheats who are working to manipulate and mislead us. These false leaders and fake news organizations then use our good democratic laws against us by claiming their hate speech, lies, conspiracy theories, failed ideologies, misinformation, propaganda, half-truths, and misleading, twisted opinions are somehow free speech and should be respected, not questioned, given equal time and forced on people. At the same time, they work to prevent truth, fair voting, discussion, and legitimate questions, claiming only what they say is truth and everything else is fake. Politically, we are pushed into feelings of hate and to think that we're divided because of the us versus them, red-blue, team sport, tribal mentality that has infected politics and news, where we stick by our team no matter how horrible they are. Politics has become this savage-level sport where it's more important for our team to win at all costs than it is to do what's right and needed for everyone. Our governance problems are further complicated because to gain power, false leaders often follow and egg on the confusion of the mob instead of leading them to the truth. The fact is, many, if not most, of humanity's greatest problems are always created and exacerbated by a few corrupt leaders who falsely believe that the goal of life is to gain more power, wealth, and fame. These few false leaders really ruin everything for the majority by creating all of this desperation, bottlenecks, war, extreme exploitation, while they mislead us, confuse, tear down, destroy, and inspire hate for all facts, virtue, and anyone who challenges or exposes their corruption and wrongness. You can see this same thing happen all throughout history, okay? Everything is such a mess because, again, throughout all of time, it is mainly those of us with little knowledge, time, and resources who have to work really hard to point out and fix all the major problems in the world. We have-nots are left to do this because the vast majority of people with great wealth, knowledge, and resources too often believe that everything is perfect and as it should be. So they don't work hard to fix things. Instead, they perpetuate and add to the problems. Or often they feel that they need to keep the vast majority of people ignorant, poor, desperate, confused, emotionally unbalanced, and our society such a mess for them to gain power, wealth, and fame. Now this has left the rest of humanity in a perpetual cycle where the vast majority of those in positions of power with great wealth, fame, who can fix everything, don't know what to do. Do evil thinking it's good. Don't do enough, do the wrong things, or just do nothing. This leadership problem is difficult to correct because leaders are often surrounded by sycophants, toadies, yes people, enablers, grifters, con people, and other corrupt people who do not call them out on all the wrongness that they're doing. Instead, they condone it and even help them. The fact is, our societal systems don't work well because too often, too many, not of true merit, are in positions of power, and they are truly doing a bad job. We are not in sync because we are being manipulated and lied to by a few misguided and corrupt people in power positions and behind our news. We are confused and not unified because we are not being raised correctly. We do not share the same complete and true fact base. And because of this, many of us are being misled, believe lies and the wrong things, and are therefore taking the wrong actions. Good people are doing evil because we are being misled, confused, and twisted by the few corrupt people and because of the malformed society in which we live. To sum up humanity's greatest challenges, we are all born helpless, dependent, ignorant, and flawed within a malformed society, which means we have problems with corruption and the sickness of superiority infecting people, organizations, faiths, and governments. This perversion and distortion of humanity persists because we inherit our views and society from the past. And this means that many of us fall to the dark side and become corrupted because we are being raised in hatred, prejudice, discrimination, harmful practices, and a twisted sense of empathy and sympathy. This leads to problems with corrupt, rigged, malformed legacy systems that are rising out of ignorance, oppression, exploitation, slavery, and unfair work, as well as the destruction of our world. And this is why most everyone who is doing evil thinks they are doing good. In the end, the real problem is we all want to be and think we are on the good and right side, when the truth is many of us are in fact doing harm and evil thinking it's good. So with so many problems, I could go on, but the next question becomes, how do we fix all of this? In the end, humanity's greatest problems and solutions can be found in the exact same place. The fact is, we are all born helpless, dependent, ignorant, and flawed. And therefore, we need our caregivers and society to give us the correct start if we're going to reach our full potential and live a meaningful life. To create our true society, we need to become better people. For us to become our best, we need a clear path that gets us on the same page in all these critical areas of life, as well as unites us in a way that we can make these positive changes happen right now, as well as going forward. The plan is a simple one. We gain the foundational knowledge through the way, and then join within the one movement and party to make these positive changes happen. Now, to get started, just go to 7wayme. That's the number 7, WAY.me. There you can learn about and get the way. You can join the one movement and party and more. The fact is, it's we, the people, united in common cause, that is and will forever be the greatest power. For the power of unity is more powerful than any person, organization, business, or government. It's through unity that we can peacefully force positive changes in our society right now. It's this process of each generation being on the same page regarding the basics, staying united and doing their part, that we can improve things right now and going forward generation by generation. This process of refinement is circular. We do what we can to push this forward so that all of our children have a better start, and then they pick up the torch and do the same, and so on. Because future generations start further ahead and help the next generation do the same, and so on, humanity as a whole gets better through time. If we do this right, in the future, we will reach a point where we're not just working to fix so much of the wrongness. Instead, we're going to be concentrating and fixing on refining the goodness that we have created. This tipping point will lead us to heights unimagined at this point, and will be the dawn of a new age in this universe. This magnificent future must start somewhere. All of this global trauma and strife is designed to get us to focus as a species on this great change that needs to happen right now if we're truly going to survive and thrive. The fact is, we, the human race, must be burned to learn and shaken to awaken sometimes. The question is, have enough of us learned, and are enough of us awake right now to make these changes happen? This is not about me. It's about our collective mission as a species. Like you, I'm just a string in this great tapestry of humanity. The goal of this video, the way, the one movement and party, and everything else is nothing but me doing my part to help unite those of us who are awake, to help others awaken, and to show us all how we can get on our true path to the true life and society that we all really want right now. If you are to win at this great game of life, you must know what side you are on. And if we are all to really win, everybody must be open up to seeing the wrongness within themselves, within others, within our society, and be willing to fix all of this. For it's only through us seeing this wrongness, right, and being awake that we can actually fix things. It's only through working together that we can realize the promise of our creation. We are all equal, and in life you are not in competition against other people. The fact is, you are here because this universe is a training ground, preparing you for a greater reality. In life you are competing with yourself to be your best. To be clear, this is not you versus me, us versus them, black, brown versus white, rich versus poor, red versus blue, police versus citizens, religion versus religion, country versus country. Right? The true fight is good versus evil, light side versus dark side, virtue versus vice, wrong versus right, love versus hate, truth versus lies, knowledge versus ignorance, unity versus division, equality versus discrimination, order versus chaos. I could keep going. Evil wins when the good are misled and do evil thinking it's good, the wrong things or nothing. Evil wins when we become desperate, corrupt, hopeless, helpless, violent, and are misled into believing we are divided. We all need to help and stop the corrupt not aid them in becoming corrupted. Few of us really do evil knowing we do so. The greatest evils on earth are committed by people believing they are doing good. If you deny your conscience and what is right to follow, aid, and be loyal to a twisted belief, faith, or the corrupt, you are not loyal, you are not faithful, honoring God, or patriotic. The fact is, you are corrupted, have fallen to the dark side, and are serving the will of evil. But you can be redeemed. To be clear, if you must lie, mislead, tell half-truths, blame the other side, and spin everything so that you get what you want, and you are seeming right, you are not a leader. You are a deceiver. You have fallen to the dark side and been corrupted. True leaders show us the way to love, to our better selves and a better society. Deceivers show us the way to hate, division, and our destruction. To truly fix our world, each of us needs to take responsibility and get on our true path. At the same time, we must help the blind see, not throw shade and mud so they turn away in hate. Can't you feel sorry for the ignorant, lost, and misguided who are being manipulated and want to help them and fix this problem once and for all so no one has to suffer this way anymore? What if it were your children or your loved ones? Wouldn't you want to help them? So it should seem obvious by now that it only takes a couple people, a few desperate people, a few lost people to ruin everything for all of us. The truth is, ignorance begets ignorance, hate begets hate, violence more violence. No tragedy or atrocity is undone by another tragedy and atrocity. There's no end to the cycle of hatred and violence if we work to avenge every single wrong that has ever happened and the other people do the same. It's through sorrow, pity, our desire for this horror to end, and looking at the virtues at the heart of all of these issues that we can find the way to forgiveness, hope, unity, and real solutions. We must help end ignorance and desperation, for they lead to savagery and the rationalization of almost anything. For we all want to not only survive, we want to thrive, right? For us all to win, we must turn the negative into the positive. We must turn hate into love. We must educate the ignorant, untwist the twisted, and make what is wrong right. If you take anything from this, know that there is hope. What I found proves that while we do face great challenges because of our global connectivity and focus, this is the only time in human history that we can make positive global changes that will last for the rest of humanity's existence in this universe. The way we win is through living rational, positive action, through virtue, best practices, understanding our shared human conditions and purpose, respecting life, love, peace, truth, education, accountability, equality, unity, consensus, and following the golden rule, which is to treat people as you want to be treated in every single situation. The fact is, both science and religion agree on this point of equality. For science, genetically, we all share 99.9% of our DNA. For religion and the faithful, we know that God created all of us and everything. So here, we are not divided. We are one human race. For science and religion agree on this point. We are one human family. You can search genetic Adam and Eve if you want more on that. Again, the plan is a simple one. We gain the knowledge within the way on these foundational ways of being, and then we join together within the one movement and party to make these positive changes happen. So go to 7wayme, that's the number 7, WAY.me. It's the hub for everything, right? It's named 7-way me because it's like a command. It's like there's 7 steps in the way. It's named the way, so you say 7-way me now. You know, you can hopefully think of it like you want all this good stuff, and so you're going to go there. On the website, you can discover the way. You can join the One Movement and Party. You can find societal solutions to other great problems facing humanity. You can find great resources under the Action Center to help you in your life. You can also find ways that we can join together to help and support each other. You can donate. You can sponsor us. You can certainly subscribe here and other places. Join us on all our social media. Give us a thumbs up, a like, and you know, we can all make this happen together. Again, if you take anything from this video, know that there is hope. We are not divided. We, in fact, want all of the same things and real solutions. Using the way, you can get on your true path to your best life and make a real positive difference in the world right now. We can fix everything and create a much better world very quickly if enough of us unite correctly. Now is the time to make this happen and for all of us to take positive action. Again, the solution is a simple one. We gain the foundational knowledge through the way, and we unite within the One Movement and Party to make this happen. So go to 7-way me, that's the number 7, WAY.me, to get started. And remember to join us here and to give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you, wishing you peace, happiness, and true success always.